Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Power of Change. We are so thrilled and so grateful that you're here with us today. I am Reverend Jinelle and Leah Frickland.
Hi everyone, I'm Reverend Amy Oberly. Thank you so much for being here today with us. We are from the Hope Interfaith Center, which is located in Mankato, Minnesota. It is a beautiful place to come in community. Hope always says we have small doors but big hearts, so everyone is welcome there. It's a very special place. That's a center for spiritual living, and we are doing as many things as possible to help others during this time. We know that we really get a lot out of these teachings, and this week is going to be phenomenal. There are a ton of aha moments in here.
Yeah, you guys are going to love this episode. I think it's our favorite yet. It's so good. So, Hope's talking to us and teaching us about what is really essential right now in our lives. What is essential? So, if you guys loved this episode, we ask that you please share it with a friend or a family member or somebody that needs to receive this message and hear this message. And again, we are just so grateful for each and every one of you. And once we can go back to the Hope Interfaith Center, once it's safe to go back and we can open it up again, we hope to see you all there. And so we can give you a great big hug because we miss you all. But thank you so much for tuning in today and enjoy the show.
Namaste. I believe this is the 5th week of this type of teaching and information that we are giving out. I thank you all for joining us at these teachings that are happening. Last week, Jinelle and Amy, I believe, were doing a wonderful meditation in Reiki. And we are in the midst still of COVID-19 here in the state of Minnesota. It is still ranking low in the numbers, but it is still accelerating, which gives me the idea that many things are trending right now. When you're still in escalation of anything, that means the energy is in escalation, and they call it a trend. So the words that they're using is that there's a trending that's going on, and one of the things that they're talking about is COVID-19 trackers. So for the first time in the history of when Apple and Google has come upon the planet, they're working together as a team. They are escalating in the energy of coming together, and they are using their dynamic techniques on how to track COVID-19. The other word that they've been using quite a bit is called the word essential. Essential keeps on popping up, like it's essential to get back to our growing economy. It's an essential that the needs of the people be met. It's essential that we go back to what many people might call the norm. As all of you understand that I do not necessarily like it when we talk about going back to the norm. I believe that we're supposed to be going forward. Right now, as the energy is escalating, not necessarily declining, but as we are escalating and trending, the trend is that the old DNA is sloughing and the new DNA is being brought forth and presented and hopefully integrated in all of us physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. And what that encounter is the divinity of our own soul. That encounter is the energy of understanding your magnificence that's inside you. The encounter or the ability to have this intimate reunion once again as we've slowed down the outside world and we've come into the inside world. So I tend to tell everybody that we really need to talk about what is essential. At the Hope Interfaith Center, we adopted the words, we can, we will, watch us. Now, we did get that from Oprah Winfrey. I and Jinelle and Amy went to Oprah Winfrey at the Target Center in Minneapolis, and we have used that word quite often. We can, we will, watch us. So I'm telling all of the light workers to tune into their own souls at this time and activate their own DNA during this process, and that we are having an opportunity to develop and raise our frequency up to a sixth dimensional being, a seventh dimensional being, an eighth dimensional being, and beyond. We are already understanding that we are avatar material. We are ascending into our DNA avatar material. In fact, I tell everybody perhaps you might want to watch the movie Avatar once again. I watched it the first time with my beloved teacher, Christina Rose, and I asked her immediately, so when do you think #2 Avatar will come out? And she goes, there's never going to be a sequel, Janice. There's never going to be a sequel to Avatar because you are the sequel. We are the sequel to Avatar. And so this is what is happening at this time. The sequel to Avatar right now is happening. We have the ability to raise our frequency and join the 6th, 7th, 8th, and beyond dimensional DNA that's already within us, just waiting to come out. So what is essential during this time? Stress does not come from the facts. The reality is that it comes from the meaning that we give those facts. So the stress that people are feeling does not come from the reality of what's going on. It's hard to capture. Stress does not mean, because we've all had stress, it comes from the meaning that you attach to the event. So I believe that it's essential to attach a different meaning to what is going on at this time. And that's how you become a 6th, 7th, and 8th dimensional being. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story of Jesus Christ. Since it's about a week, maybe 2 weeks out now of Easter, Jesus rose from the dead. And when the apostles went through all of those things that they went through, watching their leader, their teacher, their helper, go through the process of death and dying and rising from the dead, that when they went to the tomb and they found that it was empty, they became very confused. And confusion is what we are in right now. So if you've studied the Bible or any verses from the Bible, the story goes like this, that the apostles went back to the old them. They went back to their old boats. They went back to their old places within the sea. They took their boats and they rowed out to the same place within the sea, and they tossed their nets over the boat to catch fish. All of a sudden, they heard from shore, please cast your nets on the other side. Please cast your nets on the other side of the boat. Please move to the other part of the sea and cast your nets on the other side of the boat. And as they heard this voice, they decided to do so. They cast their nets on the other side of the boat, and as they raised the net, they caught many, 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 many fish. Now all of a sudden Peter looked on the shore, and he knew it was the voice of Jesus Christ. And he jumped in the sea and he swam to shore to thank his leader, his teacher, his helper, to help him and the other apostles realize you must go to a different place, you must become a different person, you must cast your net and be faithful at a different part of the sea. I love that particular story because I believe it relates totally and completely to our new DNA. We must cast our nets on the other side of the boat. We perhaps might row to a different section, which is essential, to a different part in this ocean called change. And we must take our net and cast it with such faith that we are going to catch more fish during this time than ever before. That's the integration of the DNA of the sixth, seventh, and eighth, and ninth dimensional being is that we indeed do not follow the energy of stress because we understand that it is the meaning that we place upon the event that creates the stress. And so this is what I want to ask you. I don't blame the fishermen for going back to what they did. Luckily, they heard the voice. Luckily, they followed the voice that says, go to the different part of the sea. It's okay, go to the different part of the sea. And then the second thing is cast your net with faith. The third thing is cast your net on the other side of the boat. We're not going to go back to normal. And I love the story that when the fishermen pulled up that net, they realized that they caught more fish than they ever had before in their life. And so I want you to know that this is a beautiful time upon the planet. And the trend is going up. We have an opportunity to evolve. So after this is all said and over, and it will be said and done and over, and we come back to our future that lies ahead of us, this is what I hope people go forward with. If you haven't shed a tear during this time, you've missed the point at this time. If you haven't thought about how you need to reset, reboot, and recreate, we have missed the point. If you haven't become more of a critical thinker about how our voice counts and our vote counts, and not join the herd mentality, then we had missed the point. If we hadn't had some personal reflection time, asking ourselves, which part of the ocean shall we cast our net? How should we change? If you haven't asked yourself some of those deep questions during this time, then you'd miss the point of this opportunity that is here. If you haven't found within yourself a deeper wanting to express love to those who are around you, you will have missed the point. If you haven't thanked a nurse, a doctor, a teacher, a mail carrier, a truck driver, then we have missed the point. If you haven't stared in the face of uncertainty and chosen hope, faith, and love, we might have missed the point. If you are standing at the intersection of fear and gratitude, and you don't choose gratitude, then we have missed the incline, the trend of changing and going forward and becoming sixth, seventh, and eighth dimensional beings. We would have missed the point. It is true. Your DNA is shifting. Your consciousness is rising. That's the most essential thing to do. Your DNA is shifting. Your consciousness is rising. Your values are changing. We are the light workers. And we are here to create the new world, and we will create it out of the new vibration. So let's go back to that story of Jesus. Peter knew a different calling was happening for him. He knew that a voice that was within him was also calling him. He jumped from the boat, he swam to shore, and he said, Jesus, my inner Jesus, my inner Christ consciousness, my inner seventh and eighth and ninth dimensional being, I'm going to follow you, especially at this time, because I believe in hearing that inner voice of wisdom. Again, I believe what is really essential. I believe that it's essential to ask yourself some of those most important questions. I believe that our trend right now is giving us an opportunity to evaluate who we are. I believe that we will catch bigger fish, much more delight, happier times in this exuberance of creating the new world. If I were going to give you any wish, that I would ask you to do what is essential, or at least to think what is essential for you to do at this time. The trend here at the Hope Interfaith Center continues to go up, and we are looking at what is essential as we continue to go on. We want to continue to inspire you. I don't believe that we, and certainly I'm going to speak for myself, I can activate you in any way, shape, or form. I believe that the universe has already begun its activation into the new DNA and the frequency of who you are. And so, my loves, from this point on, I namaste you. I hope you have a rest of a great week and do what's essential. God bless you all. Cast your net in a different part of the sea, and bigger things, bigger fish are going to come your way. Namaste, namaste, namaste.
Wasn't that incredible? We hope you got a lot out of that. We are so thankful to Reverend Janice O'Gorman of the Hope Interfaith Center for always guiding us and just bringing us back into ourselves, especially during this time. We hope that you come back again for the next episode soon.
Yes, that was so amazing. We loved every word of it. We could feel that energy, and we know that this teaching is going to help us throughout the days to come and the weeks to come. And so for you guys that want to receive more of this inspiration, we encourage and invite you to hit subscribe to our YouTube channel and like this video so that you'll keep seeing more of them when they pop up, and you'll get a notification every time one is new. Every time we release a new episode, you'll get a little email. And also, we invite you to go over to our Facebook page, Hope Interfaith Center, and like our page on there, because we're always posting this video, and we have many other wonderful videos and teachings and inspiration that we post on there every day. So we are here to bring you inspiration, and we will not stop until probably our last breath. So thank you again so much for joining us. We hope you just have the most amazing and beautiful day, and know that you are loved, and we love you so much. So namaste.